Hey, it's Thabreakmasta here. That's going to be my Bleach Manga chapter 504 discussion video. This was a great chapter. I really felt how Gurren was feeling. It was just, it's just, oh man, it's sad. It's sad. It made me care about Chojiro's death more after seeing this chapter here. I thoroughly enjoyed it, at least for myself. It was a good, really good read. I felt it. I felt how the feelings were supposed to be portrayed in this. At least in my opinion, it was a great chapter. So, yeah, we see, Yamamoto just sitting there and everything, and we see Overkill's like, got the Bankai, and so then he ends up shocking Gurren I just bam, like Thunderbolt. And the thing is, the filler is right. The freaking swords that came to life in that filler, just the abilities, they were right. The ability for his Thunderbolt and stuff, it was right. It was actually Thunder. I'm surprised that actually had some canon in it. Then I'm surprised. I was kind of shocked when I saw that, but. One of the panels I want to note in this right now, when we saw Gurren eye, and then we see a panel under that eye with Chojiro's Bankai, like you see like a shadow of him and his Thunderbolt, and his eye closes. I felt that right there. I was like, I could just feel it. Just felt sad right there. He's disappointed and just like frustrated because it's just like you couldn't help him. He died, and so we end up seeing the backstory. Apparently, we even learned something in this chapter as well. Gurren name? That's not his actual name. His real name is Shingekuni Yamamoto. Shingekuni Yamamoto. So apparently his name was altered between a lot of battles he's been because after he got a scar on his head, they first called him Injinsai, and so then Chojiro kept constantly calling him Injinsai, and so he just adopted that name at that point, and everyone started calling him Injinsai, and so. Apparently what Chojiro wanted to do was be Yamamoto's right arm, basically. Whatever you can't do, let me substitute for you, basically. That's what he's trying to do the whole time, and he has learned the Bankai, and so he was like, I want to use my Bankai for you and to help you, and so he only trained diligently and hard just for him. He really cared about Captain Yamamoto. He just really liked that. And the thing is, Yamamoto, man, his character design, like I didn't think it was him at first because they were calling him different names, so I was kind of confused. And so I was looking at him like, wow, man, he looks interesting. He has like this stuff, just a beard part right there, And so I'm just like, man, he looks really different. Chojiro even looks a little different too. Like he looks completely different from how he is now. They got old, and so. He basically was just training to get that Bankai to peak and strong, and so then he ends up using the Bankai on Gurren or Yamamoto, and then he ends up getting another scar on his face, and so that's another battle scar he had, and so people started calling him Jujisai, and so basically he adopted all those names together and came up with Genryusai basically, and that's what his name is and stuff. So his name has some sentimental value between Chojiro, that really it's something, it's something else how they were that connected together, and I felt it, and so basically we going back to Overkill, and he's like, what you not doing nothing for, and he's throwing his Bankai like the Bankai's like, yeah, Thunderbolt, he's freaking spamming it like a freaking Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm crap, but and yeah, so he was doing all that crap, he just kept constantly doing it, and so man, this chapter at the end was like, oh, I was like, oh, because at the end of the chapter here, he's like, man, I am very disappointed. Like it's nowhere near as good as Chojiro's Bankai. It wasn't this weak, burned to ashes. I was like, oh, and he's like, his face like right like up to here in the face, a skeleton. It was done. I'm like, oh my god. I'm sorry. I was just like, dang. I'm sorry. I was blown away with that right there. I was like, yeah, I knew he was gonna get burned to death. He was mad. He was mad. He's like, get that out of my freaking face, dude. I'm sorry, that was a beast of me. I'm sorry. That's why I say this chapter was just amazing. I really enjoyed this. Getting to know something new about Gurren which is really good. I like to have some backstory on him. I was glad to see this actually. I really enjoyed this. And his name's not actually Gurren it's Shingekuni. So not bad. And man, I'm just sad about Chojiro dying. It sucks too. I mean, you barely get to see his Bankai, but his Bankai is a thunder-based Bankai that controls the weather. Basically, it's a weather-based Bankai, like how Hyorin Maru is. So this is just this is good. It's a good stuff. Good stuff. I wonder what's gonna happen next. And so I wonder if they're gonna go back to Kenpachi now, since this fight is over. I mean, he can't be alive after that. His face is his body right up to here. He's a skeleton. So I mean, I've never seen his flames be that powerful. I mean, granted, he's freaking the head captain, so that's why people don't want to fight that dude. You messed up, Overkill. I don't even remember your name now, because you usually got burned. Yeah, you got burned. So yeah. I wonder if they're gonna go back to Kenpachi though. I'm looking forward to see if they do go back to Kenpachi, or maybe they're gonna go back to Ichigo. I do need to make a video on the reasons why Ichigo is in the cage, and the significance of Byakuya's death. I might make a little discussion on that actually. So stay tuned, people. But what are your guys' thoughts on this chapter here today? Did you feel the sadness that Yamamoto did, and how frustrated he was, how Bankai was being misused and stuff? Like, did you feel all that? Did you feel all this, and were you happy about this chapter, by the way, too? The comments below and tell me what you think. Like to do discussion videos. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Bleach manga discussion. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmasta, and until then, break out.